If this nonsense doesn't stop, when will it? The burning query that compels the palace to explain why Meghan and Harry aren't being punished. A hearty welcome back to the official YouTube channel for all things royal, including the UK Royal News Trend. I'm sure that after Harry and Meghan's Oprah interview, the late Queen expressed her sadness over their decision to combine their royal duties with that of a working couple. However, she did qualify her statement by saying, "Recollections may vary. As family members, Harry and Meghan's complaints should have been addressed with the family, making it impossible for them to receive the summit and public apology they desire. I believe they were, but that Harry and Meghan overstepped by expecting the head of the monarchy to alter protocol and tradition for a B-list actress and her enabler. Since the two of them have ruined any chance of a summit taking place, they should keep complaining, even though it isn't winning them any fans and they've lied about the royal family." Lady Susan Hussey was performing a public service, and this Marlene woman was supposed to be there to represent domestic violence victims again in public, but instead she used dishonest means to put Lady Hussey in an impossible position. They need proactive advisors who are representative of our society as a whole, which is something I've been saying for the past 2 years. Still, I think it's absurd that you can't inquire about a black person's ancestry. Oh, what a scoop she must have thought she had by simply asking Camilla where she's from, the imposter for women who actually experiences domestic violence, some of whom die. My standard response to this question is to say that my parents are from another country, but I was born in Great Britain. The royal family should learn from their mistake and not give in to this kind of deceitful person again. If it turns out that she has stolen from the woman she's supposed to be helping, I hope that she goes to jail too. This whole mess started because Lady Susan Hussey was coerced into apologising to a white supremacist who had been making threats against her and her charities. The monarchy urgently needs a person of colour who is also a monarchist to handle race relations. This obnoxious, self-centered and generally unpleasant American actress was previously unknown, but she has now proven herself to be completely uninterested in and unsuitable for a position in the royal family. She can service until she's blue in the face, but she's the last person on earth who would be bossing the royal family around, who all seem to detest her. After admitting that she gave up working as a royal in order to keep his wife from leaving him, Harry should have his title stripped from him. If his marriage is so fragile that he must obey his wife until he is publicly humiliated on film or as a submissive servant, then they are not a married couple. It's time for the monarchy to make a choice. Bow to wokeness and Marxism at the expense of loyalty of those who have served in for a lifetime, or stop allowing people like this ham actress, her child-abandoning mother, and their anti-monarchist friends and supporters to interfere, harass, and stalk them until the end of time. Absolutely there's a hidden motive. I've noticed that on the morning talk shows, Harry and Meghan are handled very delicately. It baffles me how the presenters can talk about their claims as if they were true. They seem to get nervous every time the topic comes up. Their individual opinions fascinate me. Usually, people will just tell them to enough already before giving up on them. The Sussexes never seem to stop whining about how unfair life is for them, and they appear to be completely oblivious to the fact that their own shortcomings as people are the source of the negativity they experience. It's getting incredibly old to see the same lowlifes keep bothering Britain and the monarchy. My guess is that the Queen would not have tolerated Lady Susan being treated so rudely, and my own wish is that Fulani, aka Headley, is sent to jail. As far as I'm concerned, Lady Susan's a first-rate performer. When talking to the race baiter, she had no ill intentions, but she did realise that words can be taken the wrong way. While the race baiter sat there staring at the cameras, she decided to clarify her position and apologise publicly. How the race baiter made such a big deal out of a non-issue, it baffles me. All we can do is wait for karma to do its thing and punish them both. Lady Susan, on the other hand, is the end result of people having to say sorry for nothing and or losing their jobs because some people were offended. We've put an end to the idea that you shouldn't feel offended by anything. Get over yourself and whatever it is that's offending you if something does. Our best people should be handling these crises, but so far they have shown no understanding of the ways in which the more radical members of the woke community are wreaking havoc. They require the counsel of younger advisors who are more familiar with the ways in which modern communication platforms operate. The palace did not stand by Lady Hussey or investigate her claims of racism, instead caving and issuing a blanket statement that racism has no place. They need to have stated that an investigation will be conducted into the matter. As soon as the race card was played, they revealed how easily intimidated they are. Disgraceful. Seems to imply that she engaged in deliberate racism. The innocent Lady Hussey was killed. I can't believe you did something so foolish. Lady Hussey does not hold racist views. Racism permeates Marlene Headley's questionable charity work. Only black people stand to gain, but nobody accuses her of racism for saying that. Everyone in the media would call me a racist if I established a charity in which only white people could participate or receive any benefits. Lady Hussey was a close friend of the late Queen and William's godmother. She also spent 60 years in the service of the royal court as a lady-in-waiting. If our late Queen was not a fool, then why do so many people believe that they were close friends, even if she was a racist? Those responsible for suggesting this course of action were taken without first conducting a thorough investigation should be fired. The poor woman finally gave up and quit. This has culminated in her having to apologise to her. Unbelievable. Given that Harry and Meghan likely believe we are so dim-witted and fearful of even unproven situations, and so feeble that we would cave without conducting an investigation before making any official statements. Of course, now they believe they have the upper hand and can demand an apology and concessions with impunity. I mean, why? That, of course, remains a mystery. These spontaneous and cowardly acts of giving in to these bullies appall and shame me, because I thought our country had some of the best brains, advisors, and legal minds in the world. All of this nonsense wouldn't exist if the Queen was still around. May whoever is in charge of such things grant her eternal peace. It didn't take her 70 years in prison for this to occur. Here's hoping God hands Harry and Meghan their just deserts. In light of this, Andrew seems even more heroic. He committed a heinous act, but he was still willing to sacrifice himself to save the monarchy from public disgrace. None of the Markles have ever hit rock bottom. As for you, how do you feel about the opinions I presented in my video? Leave a comment with your thoughts or questions and we can discuss them further. Like and share my video with anyone who could benefit from it right now if they find it helpful. More information about the UK royal news trend will be provided in the future, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel. At this time, I'd like to thank you for watching and say good night until tomorrow.